What if I told you that the universe you see through your telescope, the stars you gaze at on a clear night, is just a fraction of what actually exists? What if I told you that right now in this very room, there are planes of existence layered on top of each other, vibrating at frequencies your eyes simply cannot perceive? Ancient sages from India described a multiverse not as a theory, but as a living reality. They called them the 14 Lokas, 14 worlds or dimensions of existence. And here's the mind-bending part. Modern physics is now beginning to describe a universe that looks startlingly similar. Today we're going to take a journey through these planes of existence. We'll explore the 7 higher worlds, the 7 lower realms, and we'll ask the question that has haunted philosophers and physicists alike. Is this just ancient mythology? Or are these sages describing something very real about the nature of consciousness and the cosmos? If you're ready to explore the unknown, hit that subscribe button. Let's dive in. In our modern world, we're taught that reality is physical. That's it. If you can't see it, touch it, or measure it, it's not real. And yet I'm willing to bet you felt it. That feeling that there's something more. That moment when you sense a presence in an empty room, or you dream of a place you've never been, or you feel a connection with someone across the world. We live in a culture obsessed with the hustle, with the grind, with the visible. And what happens? Anxiety, burnout, a deep, quiet loneliness, because we're treating the physical world, what the sages called Bhur-loka, as the only reality. But according to the ancient texts, it's just one of 14. Think of it like this. You're in a room with a single flickering light bulb. You think that's all there is, but just outside the door, there's a sun, and beyond that, a galaxy. The sages claimed that our physical reality is like that flickering bulb, a tiny, dense projection of something far more vast. Recent studies at institutions like Princeton have been exploring consciousness as something beyond the brain. The question is no longer just spiritual. It's becoming scientific. If reality is more than what we see, who are we really? So, what are these 14 lokas? Imagine your existence like a skyscraper. The higher you go, the lighter, more expansive, and more blissful the experience. The lower you go, the denser, darker, and more restrictive it becomes. You, right now, are somewhere in the middle. Let's take the elevator up first. The 7 higher worlds, Vyarthis. Bhur-loka. This is where you are right now. The earth, the plane of physical matter, of action and consequence. It's the ground floor of our spiritual skyscraper. But even here, the Vishnu Purana says Earth is just one of billions of inhabited worlds, an ancient acknowledgement of the multiverse. Bhuvar-loka, Pitri-loka. This is the space between Earth and the Sun. It's a transitional realm, the atmosphere of the soul, the plane of ghosts, spirits, and ancestors. It's where many people feel they travel in dreams. Svar-loka, Indra-loka. Now we're getting into the heavens, the paradise of the demigods, where all 330 million Hindu gods reside. It's a realm of pleasure, desire, and light. Think of it as a low-res heaven, beautiful, but still bound by the ego. Mahar-loka. This is where the great sages like Markandeya reside. It's a plane of enlightened beings who are free from the cycle of birth and death, but who still exist within the material universe. Jnana-loka, the home of the sons of Brahma, the creator. This is a realm of pure thought, where beings are free from the physical needs of the lower worlds. Tapa-loka, the realm of intense austerity. This is where beings who live in deep contemplation and detachment reside. They're on the verge of ultimate liberation. Satya-loka, Brahma-loka, the top of the material universe. This is the highest plane of material existence, the abode of Lord Brahma himself. If you reach here, you are released from the inevitability of rebirth. Now let's take the elevator down. The 7 lower worlds, Patalas. These aren't necessarily hell in the Christian sense of eternal fire, but rather realms of intense density, materialism, and often illusion. They are subterranean realms where consciousness becomes deeply entangled with the material and the ego. Atala-loka, ruled by the son of Maya. This is a realm dominated by sensual illusion and sexual pleasure without spiritual connection. Vitala-loka, ruled by a form of Shiva but focused on the material, specifically gold and wealth. It's a realm of mineral richness and material obsession. Sutala-loka, the kingdom of the demon king Mahabali, a place of great power and opulence, but lacking spiritual light. Talatala-loka, the realm of the demon architect Maya, a master of illusion and sorcery. This is where reality becomes a game of smoke and mirrors. Mahatala-loka, the land of the Nagas, the serpent beings. It represents the deep chthonic energies of the earth and the subconscious fears. Rasatala-loka, the home of the demons Danavas and Daityas, beings of immense strength, but opposed to spiritual evolution. Patala-loka, Nagaloka, the lowest realm, ruled by the serpent king Vasuki. It's described as a place of great wealth and jewels, but also of total separation from spiritual light. It's the deepest density. As the great sage Swami Vivekananda said, the universe is not just one, but multitudes of universes with different planes of existence. These are not physical locations in space. They are states of consciousness. Now for the rational mind, this sounds like beautiful poetry, but is there any substance to it? The answer from modern physics is, surprisingly, yes. First, consider string theory. One of the leading theories in physics suggests that the universe is composed of tiny, vibrating strings. The frequency of these vibrations determines everything: electrons, quarks, gravity. Different frequencies create different realities. It's like a cosmic symphony. The Vedic sages described the universe as a web of vibrations. They called it Nada Brahma. The universe is sound. The different lokas aren't different places, they are different frequencies of vibration. Our physical world is just one low-frequency chord in an infinite symphony. When you die, you don't go somewhere else, you change frequency. Second, modern multiverse theory, as discussed by physicists like Brian Greene and Michio Kaku, suggests that our universe is just one bubble in a cosmic foam of infinite universes. The Srimad Bhagavatam describes 14 planetary systems, which scholars like Dr. Richard L. Thompson, a Cornell-trained mathematician, have argued are not physical planets, but different dimensional planes. Think about it. The Bhagavatam describes a geocentric universe. But if you view it metaphorically as a description of levels of reality, not physical distance, it makes sense. The earth is the center of our perception. The heavens are above because they represent a higher state of consciousness. The hells are below because they represent lower states. It's a topography of the soul, not a geography of the stars. Third, and perhaps most compelling, is quantum physics and the observer effect. The concept that reality is not fixed until observed, and that consciousness plays a role in collapsing the wave function, is a direct echo of the Vedic concept of Maya. Maya is the illusion that this physical world is the only reality. The quantum world shows us that solid matter is actually 99.999% empty space, and the observer is intimately connected to the observed. In 2019, a paper connecting quantum reality to Hindu concepts of that is full, this is full, used holographic principles to illustrate how the whole is contained in every part, a property of consciousness itself. Finally, consider black holes. The Vedic texts describe a region called Kanchan Bhumi, a land of gold where everything that enters becomes invisible, beyond the reach of perception, a literal point of no return. Scholars have drawn parallels between this and the modern concept of the black hole's event horizon. The Loka mountain described in the Bhagavatam acts as a barrier between the illuminated and dark regions of the universe, mirroring how black holes separate the observable universe from the singularity. Science is only now catching up. We're building telescopes to see the invisible and particle colliders to break down the atom. But the sages went inward, using meditation as their microscope. What they found inside their own consciousness is what physicists are now finding outside in the cosmos. Okay, so the universe is a stack of 14 dimensions. Fascinating. But how does this help you pay your bills, deal with your boss, or find inner peace? 1. You are not your body or your resume. If you are a soul having a human experience, then the anxieties of the physical plane are temporary. The stress of the hustle is a function of being trapped in Bhur-loka, the earth plane, and Astral-loka, the realm of sensual illusion. When you identify with the higher planes, Mahar-loka or Jnana-loka, you realize your true self is eternal, unchanging, and beyond the reach of daily drama. You can shift frequencies. If these planes are just frequencies of consciousness, you can learn to change your frequency. When you feel anxious, angry, or depressed, you're vibrating in the lower realms. You're in Rasatala or Patala. Meditation, mindfulness, and gratitude are tools to raise your frequency. A simple 5-minute breathing exercise, inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, can literally shift your brainwave state from beta, stress, to alpha, relaxation, moving your perception out of the lower chakras and into the higher. The world is a reflection of your mind. In the ancient texts, they say, Yatha Pinde, Tatha Brahmande. As is the microcosm, so is the macrocosm. The 14 lokas aren't just out there, they are in here. Your mind has 14 levels. The hells are your fears, addictions, and shame. The heavens are your joy, peace, and compassion. If you want to explore the higher dimensions, start by exploring the higher dimensions of your own being. You are a hologram. The Upanishads say, Om Purnamada, Purnamada. That is full, this is full. From fullness, fullness comes. When fullness is taken from fullness, fullness remains. This is the concept of the hologram. You are not a separate piece of the universe. You are the entire universe in miniature. If you heal yourself, you heal the cosmos. If you change your perception, you change your reality. The 14 lokas, is it a physical reality or a spiritual metaphor? Perhaps the answer is both. The ancient sages didn't have telescopes to see distant stars, but they did have the technology of consciousness. They looked within and found a cosmos as vast as the one we see with our telescopes. They realized that what we call material reality is just one frequency, one layer of existence, one loka in an infinite spectrum. In the West, we've been taught that the physical universe is everything, and we've felt the emptiness of that philosophy. We live in a world of anxiety, disconnection, and burnout, because we are trying to live in only one room of a mansion with 14 floors. So what do you think? Is this just a beautiful myth, or is modern science finally confirming what the sages knew all along? Are these lokas actual places, or maps of the mind? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this exploration of reality expanding, please like this video and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're ready to go deeper, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because in the next video, we're going to explore what quantum physics says about the soul's journey and whether we really do reincarnate. The elevator of consciousness is waiting. Are you ready to ascend? Thank you for watching Nature and Soul. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay curious, stay conscious, and remember, the greatest journey is the one within.